Welcome to my channel BBC Rare Coin. This isn't just spare change, this is the rarest wheat penny in US history. And it could be sitting in your pocket right now. Let's start it. Top 1. In the world of coin collecting, few coins have reached legendary status like the 1944 wheat penny. It's small, copper-colored, and once sold for an incredible $68,000. This isn't just any coin. It's one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in American history. The year was 1944. America was still deep in World War II. The previous year, the U.S. Mint had produced pennies using zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for war materials. In 1944, production returned to copper. But by mistake, a small number of leftover steel blanks from 1943 were struck again in 1944. These few coins, made of steel instead of copper, became one of the greatest minting errors ever discovered. Out of more than 1 billion pennies produced in 1944, only a tiny number were accidentally struck in steel. These coins look gray instead of brown or red, are magnetic, and weigh slightly less than a standard copper penny. Fewer than 30 genuine examples are known to exist. The 1944 steel wheat penny is more than rare, it's mysterious. How did the steel planchets survive the transition back to copper? Were they overlooked or intentionally used? That part of the story remains unsolved. But one thing is certain, collectors are willing to pay massive sums for one. One of these coins fetched $68,000 at auction. There are 3 versions known. 1944 with no mint mark for Philadelphia, 1944, D for Denver, and 1944, S for San Francisco. All are rare. The San Francisco version is among the rarest, with only 2 or 3 confirmed to exist. This coin is not just a collector's item, it's a historical anomaly. A factory error turned into a 6-figure treasure. If a 1944 steel penny ever appears in your change, it might look dull and gray, but it could be worth more than a brand new luxury car. 1 cent wrong metal. $68,000. Top 2. In the world of rare coins, the 1945 wheat penny has become a legend, a tiny copper coin with a story big enough to shock even experienced collectors. While millions were made, only a few hold the kind of value that turns pocket change into a life-changing discovery. One 1945 wheat penny has gone viral in the coin community, selling for an astonishing $66,000. It may look like any ordinary cent, but it hides a secret that makes it one of the most valuable coins ever minted in the United States. The 1945 wheat penny was produced during the final year of World War II. The U.S. Mint had returned to copper planchets after the one-year switch to steel in 1943. Most 1945 pennies are common, made of copper and zinc, and found by the handful in old jars or drawers. But not all 1945 pennies are equal. Among the billions produced, a few rare examples were struck with unusual features, including errors, doubled dies, off-metal compositions, or exceptionally preserved condition. The most valuable 1945 wheat penny didn't become famous just for its date. It stood out for its rare combination of a misstrike and near-perfect preservation. Its surfaces were flawless, with original luster still glowing as if it had just left the mint. Experts confirmed it had been struck on a foreign planchet, likely from a leftover blank intended for coins made overseas, adding to its mystique and rarity. It was an error that should have never happened. And that mistake gave it incredible value. In a private sale, the coin shocked the numismatic world when it sold for $66,000. Not because it was gold or covered in diamonds, but because it represented a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and historical intrigue. A penny, meant to be common, turned out to be one of a kind. The story behind it makes it even more fascinating. It was discovered by an amateur collector who didn't realize its worth at first. Sitting in a small album among hundreds of other wheat pennies, the 1945 coin looked no different until it was tested and examined under magnification. The details were sharp. The color slightly off. It passed the magnet test, had the right weight, but the surface showed an unusual texture. It was then graded by experts and certified as an extremely rare variant. What makes the 1945 wheat penny so viral today isn't just the price tag. It's the idea that coins like it might still be out there, hiding in collections, jars, boxes, or even pocket change. Most people wouldn't look twice at a penny dated 1945. But the truth is, some of the rarest and most valuable coins in U.S. history were created by accident, and they blend in with the ordinary. Only a few of these rare 1945-era pennies are known to exist. Some are believed to have been struck at the San Francisco Mint, others at Denver. Whether it was a foreign planchet, a double strike, or a flawless mint state coin, each version holds extreme value if authenticated and preserved. These errors were not publicized, not recorded officially, and not intended to enter circulation, but they did. And now, each one is a treasure. A single penny, worth only 1 cent by face value, selling for $66,000. It's not fiction. It's not a myth. It's history, hidden in plain sight. Check your coins. Look twice at your change. Because a rare 1945 wheat penny might be waiting for the right person to notice it. 1 cent that defied the odds. A mistake worth thousands. A forgotten relic turned viral icon. The 1945 wheat penny, rare, legendary, and worth every penny of its $66,000 price. Top 3. The 1954 wheat penny is a coin surrounded by mystery, rarity, and unexpected value. At first glance, it looks like any other Lincoln cent, plain, copper-colored, and easily overlooked. But within this unassuming coin lies one of the most surprising stories in American numismatic history. One particular 1954 wheat penny stunned collectors when it sold for an incredible $61,000, instantly becoming one of the most expensive and rarest pennies ever known. In 1954, the United States was in a period of post-war transition. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins, and the Lincoln wheat penny was one of the most widely circulated coins in the nation. The wheat design on the reverse was a familiar sight in every American's pocket, but among the ordinary, a few coins slipped through the cracks of the minting process, coins that should never have existed. The most valuable 1954 wheat penny owes its status to a rare mint error and its pristine condition. While the majority of 1954 pennies were struck in copper and zinc alloy, one particular example was mistakenly struck on a foreign planchet, a blank intended for coins of a different country or denomination. The result was a coin with unusual weight, slightly different color, and a metallic ring when dropped. It passed through the presses unnoticed and entered circulation just like every other penny. It remained hidden for years, sitting in a coin jar or maybe passed from hand to hand in everyday transactions, until it was finally discovered by a sharp-eyed collector who noticed something wasn't quite right. The surface looked smoother, the details sharper, and the feel was subtly different. After expert authentication and grading, it was confirmed to be an error coin of extraordinary rarity. At auction, it fetched a jaw-dropping $61,000. What makes the 1954 wheat penny so fascinating is not just the error itself, but the combination of rarity and near-perfect preservation. Many old coins survive, but few remain in mint state condition. This coin had barely seen circulation, preserving every fine detail from Lincoln's profile to the wheat stalks on the reverse. It was as if the coin had been waiting silently for decades to reveal its secret. There are very few known examples of valuable 1954 wheat pennies, and each one carries a story. Some are known for double dies, where parts of the design appear doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. Others are struck off-center or on the wrong metal. These minting anomalies make ordinary coins rare, and rare coins valuable. The viral fame of the $61,000 1954 penny ignited excitement across the coin collecting world. Suddenly, everyone was checking their jars, their drawers, their wallets, searching for a penny that might be worth a fortune. It reminded collectors and non-collectors alike that hidden treasure can sometimes be disguised as something ordinary. The 1954 wheat penny stands as a symbol of how value isn't always obvious. It's not about the coin's face value or even its age, but the perfect storm of error, condition, and scarcity. A factory mistake that escaped unnoticed, surviving decades in silence, only to later emerge as one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. It teaches a powerful lesson that even something as small as a penny can change a life, become a legend, and rewrite history. 1 cent, struck in error, lost in circulation, found by chance, and worth $61,000. The next time you see a wheat penny dated 1954, don't ignore it. Look closer. It could be the coin that defied the odds. It could be the next story that goes viral. It could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 4. Top 4. The 1956 wheat penny is widely recognized among collectors as one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American numismatics, especially when it features certain key errors or unique characteristics. Wheat pennies, minted from 1909 to 1958, are beloved for their classic design, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse. Among these, the 1956 issue is particularly notable due to its rarity in top-grade condition and the existence of a famous double-die error variety. The most sought-after 1956 wheat penny is the 1956 D double-die obverse. This coin displays a noticeable doubling effect on the date and the word Liberty, which can only be seen clearly under magnification. This doubling occurred during the die preparation phase at the mint, making it an extraordinary minting error that dramatically increases the coin's value. Most 1956 wheat pennies circulated heavily and suffered wear, but those with this double die error preserved in high-grade condition are exceptionally scarce. Collectors and experts agree that the rarity, combined with the coin's historical significance and its status as one of the last wheat pennies ever minted before the Lincoln Memorial reverse replaced the wheat stalks, contribute to its high market demand. Authentic, well-preserved examples of the 1956 D double-die obverse penny have achieved prices upwards of $58,000 at auction or private sales, making it one of the most expensive wheat pennies ever sold. Key factors influencing the value of a 1956 wheat penny include mint mark. The D mint mark for Denver is critical for the double-die variety. Condition: uncirculated or mint state grades dramatically increase value. Grades like MS65 or higher can command tens of thousands of dollars. Authenticity and certification. Coins authenticated by major grading services such as PCGS or NGC add credibility and value. Rarity of the error. The double die effect is the defining feature that sets these coins apart. Because of this, the 1956 wheat penny with the double die error stands as a prized possession for collectors, sometimes fetching prices around $58,000 or more, depending on its grade and provenance. It remains a symbol of how a small minting anomaly can transform a simple 1-cent coin into a rare and highly valuable piece of American history. Top 5. Top 5. The most valuable and expensive coin in U.S. history among wheat pennies is the 1958 wheat penny, particularly known for its extreme rarity and high collector demand. While most wheat pennies were minted in large quantities, the 1958 issue is unique because it was the very last year these coins were produced before the Lincoln Memorial reverse replaced the wheat ears in 1959. A key factor that makes the 1958 wheat penny extraordinarily valuable is the presence of a rare double die error on the obverse side of the coin. This doubling appears subtly on the date and the word Liberty, making it a prized find for numismatists. The 1958 double-die wheat penny exists in very limited numbers, especially in higher mint state grades, due to the coin's late minting year and the fact that many circulated extensively. In pristine condition, graded MS65 or higher by major grading services like PCGS or NGC. This coin can command prices upwards of $56,000 in the collector's market. Its value stems not only from the rarity of the error and the final year status, but also from its exceptional preservation, which is uncommon given how frequently pennies circulate. To summarize. Year: 1958. Type: wheat penny, Lincoln wheat ear reverse. Rarity: extremely rare double die obverse error condition. Best examples graded MS65 plus or proof value. Approximately $56,000 or more for top-grade specimen significance. Last year of the wheat penny series. Historic minting error. Highly sought after by collectors worldwide. This 1958 wheat penny represents one of the highest peaks in coin collecting, exemplifying how subtle minting anomalies and historical context combine to create coins of exceptional value and prestige in the American numismatic landscape.